When I was in college, everyone was jealous of me for how well I could play piano by ear. I could pick out melodies, I could pick out chords, I could do them both at the same time. You could tell me a song and I could play it. I even used this as a pianist at an ice cream bar. There was this ice cream shop in town and I went and put a piano in front of it and I took requests. People would just ask me to play songs. They would pull up a song on YouTube and I'd play it for them. Really, really, really fun. And I feel like playing piano by ear gives the impression that it's just this inborn skill. Like it was something that I was born with. And as I think about the musical experiences that I had when I was younger, I actually don't think that's the case. I actually think that there were just a couple of things that I did early on in my musical journey that really helped me to sort of develop this skill of learning by ear. And as I've been trying these with my own students, I've discovered that most of my students can actually play melodies by ear. And maybe they didn't believe that they could, but after we did what I'm going to show you today, they could totally pick out melodies by ear. And anyway, this was really helpful to sort of get into playing by ear, because I know it can be a little bit intimidating to try and do that, especially if you're like me and maybe you learned how to read notes first. So anyway, here we go. There's a couple of simple things you can do to get into playing by ear. Should be fun. So the first real step to being able to play by ear is to first learn something by rote. So what we're going to do really quickly is we're going to learn a little passage of a song. We're going to learn The Lion Sleeps Tonight, just the first little bit. And as we learn this song, I'm going to teach you to it by rote, meaning I'm just going to show you what notes to play, and then you'll follow along. And then the part where we learn by ear is going to come up right after that, so stick with me. So we've got Lion Sleeps Tonight. We're just going to start on the note C. I'm just going to put this as my starting note. Okay, so here's how the first part of this melody goes. Did you hear it? In the jungle, the mighty jungle. That's all we're going to do for now. But let's see if we can break that down even a little bit further and just see if you can figure out what are the patterns that are going on inside of this little bit of melody. We go up first, da da da, right? In the jungle. Where do we go next? We go down one. And then what do we do after that? Can you remember? We go in the jungle. Then we go up. Then we go all the way back down. So if you kind of simplify this, really all we're doing is we're going up, down a little bit, then back up, then back down. Not too hard. In the jungle, the mighty jungle. Now, here's where we're going to start helping you play by ear. We're going to take this melody, and what's cool about melodies is we can move them around on the piano. We don't have to use just these 4 notes to play The Lion Sleeps Tonight. We're actually going to try playing it in a different spot. So let's do this. I want you to put your thumb on F. So instead of our starting note being C, now we're going to do it on F. And I want you to pause the video if you can and play this and see what happens. And if not, I'll go ahead and play it for you. But if we play it just normally, oh, wait, what? It was like, see how it was sounding good? We went up. We went back down and then back up, but there's something wrong about this note. So what's going on here is that sometimes when we move things to different parts on the piano, sometimes we need to use the black keys to make it sound right. Did you hear how your ear instantly was like, oh, that's a wrong note, right? Right, it sounds like, I'm not sure what it sounds like, but it doesn't sound good for our lion. Not sleeping well tonight. And so what do we need to do? Well, we should probably try and see if there's another note maybe around this wrong note that we can fit in to make it sound right. So what if we did this? Ooh, that sounds even worse, right? That one doesn't sound good. Let's try this one. Ah, did you hear how when we added in that B flat, that fixed it, right? It totally made it sound better. And so what you can do to start training your ear, and this is exactly what I did, I've realized when I was a kid and when I was like learning piano, is I would take these little melodies that I was learning on my lessons and I would just try them in different spots. And what's so cool about it is your ears are going to tell you when you're wrong. And so what you need to do is just learn, how do I need to adjust it a little bit to make it sound right? And over time, you're going to start figuring out how to connect what your ear hears and what you're actually playing. So let's do one more example of this. Let's start on D. Let's have our starting note be D. Okay. In the jungle. Whoa! This is like a really dark jungle. This is like really creepy, right? When we put it on D. So we need to fix a note somewhere. Which note was it that was wrong that I played? That one, right? The F. That one doesn't sound very good. So, there it is. So in this case, we needed to make F sharp to make it sound right. And so what I recommend is, if you want to get really advanced with this, you can start on any note on the piano and you can make this melody, but you'll have to change some of those black notes and white notes. So for example, a really crazy one would be maybe starting on E flat. Oh, that already sounds bad. We didn't even get into it. Oh, that doesn't sound right either. Oh, there you go, that sounds right. Oh, no, that doesn't sound very good. There it is, I found it. Just by exploring just a little bit, you can find where all of these melodies lay on the piano, and that is going to be great training for your ear. So I thought we would do maybe just one more song. I was thinking, oh, let's do Do, Re, Mi from The Sound of Music. That sounds perfect for this. So that song goes, Do, a deer, a female deer, Re, a drop of golden sun. We'll do just that much. Of course, if you wanted to, you could go on and do more, but let's do that. So again, let's do our starting note as C, and let's learn this one again by rote together. See if you can play that much back. What do we do here? So we go up, and then we skip. Right? Not all of our songs are going to be perfectly right next to each other. So we want to be able to hear and understand, feel where we can have skips happen. Now what happens next? We go down one, and we do almost the same thing again, right? Then we go up, back down, and then a skip. So let's go back through. I'll go through that real slow. So we've got Do, a deer, a female deer. Then we've got Re, a drop of golden sun. So again, you can play that back if you need to. But now what we're going to do is let's put it on a different starting note. So let's put it on, maybe instead of F, let's do E. Whew. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so we got, you see already, if you know your scales, that can also help you play by ear as well, because you can know kind of what black and white notes to pick. But this is how I would do it on E. Kind of fun, right? What if we did it on G? Oh, that one I didn't need any white notes. That's nice. So sometimes you'll find that they don't need white notes, and that's a great place to start. If you want to be really crazy, let's do F sharp. See if you can work it out before I show you. That's so good for you, by the way, to kind of work it out before you get the answer. Even if you don't get it right, it's actually still going to help you in the long run to develop this skill. So, okay, we've got just trying all the black notes, and that actually sounded pretty good. I can do the whole thing just on those first three black notes. And then what happens next? We go back down one, and then we go up, right? And then we go back down. There it is, right? So, what you're going to want to do is take these melodies that you've heard, that you know really well, and see if you can find it on one spot in the piano. You can even use songs that you're learning right now in your piano books. You can use any of these to try and transpose. Obviously, it's going to be easier to start simpler, which is why familiar tunes like these are a really great place to start.